Vesteck is an early stage, actually clinical stage now, cardiovascular startup. We're based out of Westchester, Pennsylvania, and we've got a catheter that's preloaded with nitinol sutures. We secure endovascular grafts to the aorta either at the initial implant or when patients are coming back. And feedback from physicians around the world is that, and peer-reviewed literature, is that these patients are coming back at an alarming rate. So two significant opportunities. The problem, a family member or a friend is diagnosed with an aortic aneurysm, a bulging of the aorta, weakening of the aorta. They have two therapeutic options. One, the open surgical repair is very durable, but if they get on the table with any comorbidities, they've got about a 20% chance of not getting off. The standard of care around the world is what's called EVAR, or an endovascular repair. Femoral access, two sheaths put in, guide wires put in, and a stent graft is delivered. Very quick and painless. Patients go home the next day. If you look in the two boxes there, there's nothing holding that stent graft in place other than some radial force. And it's radial force on already diseased tissue. Remember, that's aneurysmal tissue. So in a very short period of time, these patients are coming back. The feedback we're getting from physicians is, frankly, they don't have any solutions. Professor Renjen is from the Netherlands, just joined our SAB. His feedback about why he was interested in joining the company was very simply, what we're doing is the definition of insanity. EVAR is a great procedure, but we need tools to make them last longer. We don't need these patients coming back. It's a significant burden to the healthcare system. Global KOLs, high-volume physicians are all in alignment. The physician at the top there is Sean Lydon, the chairman at the Cleveland Clinic. He got on board and became our chief medical officer because they're realizing that these challenges are not going away and nobody's addressing it. So we've got the solution. We are very much globally focused. In this picture, you'll see Andrew Holden from New Zealand. We just brought on an SAB member from Australia, Japan, etc., the Netherlands, Latvia. As I said, why now? It is the standard of care across the world. Peer-reviewed literature is catching up and demonstrating there's a challenge. Around the world, we're a single-payer system for these patients. They don't want to be bringing them back and absorbing the costs. And when they bring them back, they're taking an OR table that could be doing an open heart surgery that's emergent or a cardiac cath. And so we're fortunate in that Medtronic, to their credit, has created a market with an older technology, a Gen 1 technology. They've created an awareness that when you can get these endo anchors in, there's a benefit to it. And we'll ride Medtronic's coattails in that regard. It's a platform technology. We can move from the aortic valve in TAVR all the way down to the iliacs, maybe general surgery. We've done 7 successful clinical cases, Latvia, Canada. Patients are out now 6 months. The sutures are in place. The grafts are in place, and the patients are doing well. We've got the CT follow-ups there. That is Dr. Sean Lydon in the left there, and then in Latvia in the middle picture. You can see the little circles in the graft. Those are our sutures holding it, fixing it to the aorta. Very simply, we've got a biasing mesh handle so we can take large patients or small patients. The mesh goes up and holds the suture delivery window against the wall of the graft. Very quickly, I won't show you the whole video here, but we can deliver 4 or 5 sutures in about a minute. It's that quick and easy. This suture was designed by surgeons to look exactly like an SH needle, which is the needle they use to suture these grafts in place. So the biasing mesh goes up and the blood can still flow through. In this example, the physician begins to deliver the suture, doesn't like the location of the suture. Until it's released, they can retract it, reposition it, and continue moving on. So it is really that fast and easy. Flexibility, we're adding a lot of clinical flexibility to this device. It's very easy. The picture on the left, Dr. Dai Yamanuchi is a professor, a chairman at Fujita University. He had this in his hand for the very first time, delivered the sutures at the top. He said in Japan, it's all about precision. He said, I'm going to demonstrate and put these sutures in the gaps between the stents, and just so you know that it wasn't a fluke, I'm going to do it again down at the bottom. So he said, I can tell my peers in Japan that this device can be extremely precise. We're initially targeting 2 large markets. The first is the initial implant. If we suture the grafts in initially, they won't come back. And then there are about 1 million patients around the world that have grafts implanted. They have to be monitored every year to see if the grafts have moved or if they're leaking, et cetera. So we've got a 510K pathway from FDA. There are existing DRGs for the initial implant and for the repair procedure, and physicians get paid. There are CPT codes for both. If we were to partner with the right global strategic, only 50% of the global TAM is about $700 million opportunity. So it's big. Similarly, in the US, we're prepared to do a demonstration project, and again, in a very short period of time with 5 reps, we can generate $28 million through our initial clinical trial sites. The single competitor out there is Medtronic. This endo anchor, as it's called, was repurposed. It was a hernia mesh tack that they've repurposed for the aortic aneurysm space. To its credit, when the tacks go in, the patients do well acutely, they do well long term. Physicians are telling us they need a better tool. They need something that's easier, faster to use. Our device has got about an 80% gross margin, so that's a wonderful thing for partners. Very fast, easy, accurate, again, designed by physicians to overcome all of the existing shortcuts. We've just repatented from stem to stern, and we've got additional patents to be issued, essentially providing an M&A partner another 20 to 25 years of protection with this device. Additionally, we've just filed in the EU, UK, China, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, so we've got protections for around the world. We're a very accountable group. We build our own devices down in Carlsbad. We leverage the ACS Guidance engineering credibility. 5 pre-subs with FDA, so we're not going to make any costly mistakes by way of misstepping there. We've opened up our Australian LLC, so we're taking advantage of that Australian investment credit. We've already gotten some money back there, and as I said, we've got 7 clinical cases completed. Series B will fund the manufacturing of devices. We are doing that in Carlsbad, and our 100-patient clinical trial. Again, we'll leverage the Australian experience. We'll do 50 of our 100 patients in Australia, have that benefit in addition to speeding the enrollment. They know who we are. We're under NDA and materials transfer agreement with all of the competitor, or not the competitors, potential M&A partners. The market is big relative to acquisition. The numbers are significant. We've got a great leadership team that has been there, done that, and exited. And the physicians are driving this solution. They say they need to improve outcomes. We've got to reduce the global healthcare costs. And frankly, we feel that we've got a significant opportunity for investors and M&A partners to generate some real value. All right? Thanks. Thanks, Scott.